Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're checking out the Endgame gear OP1 8K, one of 2024's most talked about releases. And you might ask yourselves why. Well, take a look. It's a wired mouse in 2024. Yes, I've been using this for the past 3 weeks, probably a month. And let's see how it held up compared to my wireless mice. Starting off with the unboxing experience as usual, inside the box we get the mouse of course, some full-size skates and some corner skates that I've already used so I can't show you, an instruction manual, and even a bag with some side grips and a screwdriver. Yes, it does include a screwdriver, which is pretty nice considering not many brands do this. It's a very solid unboxing experience. I know I always mention packaging in my reviews, and while I know it's not everything and I know it doesn't really matter, but I think a well-presented product does leave a better impression. The OP1 8K weighs in at 51 grams, making it perfectly balanced and just about average for lightweight mice these days. I know some of you might prefer lighter mice that have come out recently, but I promise you, the OP1 8K has a really great weight balancing. Let's now talk about the shape, which was something I wasn't completely sure about when I was first buying this mouse before actually touching it. But then when the mouse actually came, it took me by surprise, because I usually lean towards larger mice like the Viper V3 Pro or my large ULX. But the OP1 8K is designed for claw and fingertip grips and is surprisingly comfortable despite its compact size. Even though it's very narrow on the sides, especially on the end of the mouse, it feels very natural in hand, so if you have larger hands but you're not maybe a fan of huge mice, or maybe you want to try claw gripping mice for the first time, the OP1 8K has a very safe shape. I didn't have any issues with it whatsoever. The hump profile is basically the same as the Sora V2, but the OP1 8K is definitely narrower on the sides. I'll show you on screen, courtesy of eloshapes.com, the comparison between an OP1 8K and a Sora V2 so you can see the differences. But as I said, the narrow sides do not feel restrictive at all, even for bigger hands like mine. The coating is very solid, it's not slippery at all. I'm using the white variant, which I don't know if it has any differences from the black variant, but so far it's been holding up really great even with sweaty hands, so I didn't feel any need for aftermarket grips. Even though I've used them, I've used both the original ones and my Dragonfly grips. I was happy, but I'm not usually a fan of grips in general because they feel weird for me. So yeah, overall I can say the coating of the OP1 8K is great. Now let's come to what might be a deal breaker for most of you who are interested in buying this mouse. Let's talk about its wire. So the wire itself is extremely lightweight, and when paired with a mouse bungee, literally any mouse bungee, it's almost like using a wireless mouse. It felt weird the first few times using it, but it's just because I wasn't used anymore, because I've been using wireless mice for so long now. But for those who want to go further, you could try switching out the cable. I know Lethal Gaming Gear has an OP1 8K custom cable, which I've been told feels really great, but right now they're sold out in Europe, so I can't get one. If you live in NA, or if you're willing to pay international shipping, you won't have any issues getting it from their website. Let's now talk about performance. This is where the OP1 8K really shines. Its latency and responsiveness, especially at 8K polling rate with GX speed mode on its switches on, are definitely next level. I tried it across different games, and while it of course didn't turn me into a pro, I did feel more comfortable or more consistent with my aim. One thing I can say for sure is I always go through slumps where I just play worse. The OP1 8K made me feel, I don't know, more consistent. It's been a very long time since I've actually played worse than usual. I don't know if it's because of the mouse or other things, but it didn't happen with other mice, it's happening with this one, so I might be biased. The OP1 8K software is super easy and user-friendly. It's lightweight on your system and very quick to set up. I'll show you how to set it up in a few seconds on screen. Here's the software I mentioned earlier. We are now in the basic settings window where we can choose our DPI settings. In addition, you can find settings for angle snapping, ripple control, and lift-off distance. The second page, Advanced Settings, includes more advanced settings like polling rate, as well as multiple settings relating to the buttons. The slam click filter can be enabled to prevent accidental button actuation upon resetting the clicks. The multi-click filter can be adjusted for each button separately, and this basically determines the minimum click duration as part of the bouncing system. I suggest you just keep these to 8 because lower values will result in like multiple clicks being detected, and you don't want that. In this section, you can also choose the SPDT settings, which is basically a different way of your switches to actuate. And so if you select GX speed mode like I have, you're gonna have a faster detection of your clicks. And on the last window, we also have the option to remap our buttons. As you can see, everything was extremely simple and lightweight on your system. The default skates are solid. I've tested both the corner and full-size skates options, and honestly, I don't think you need to replace them necessarily. But if you do, or if you need, I am currently using the Unusual Wastesports pink silver fox dots, which are very nice to use. This is my dot placement as well. These skates felt great both on cloth and glass pads, so at the moment they're my go-to. But I also strongly recommend using the TJX plastic skates, if you're a glass gamer especially. Now, talking about price, the standard version of the mouse, black or white, comes in at $75. So all in all, the OP1 8K delivers in-hand comfort and performance at a very reasonable $75 price point. The only potential drawbacks for some might be its smaller size or the fact that it's wired, so just keep those in mind if you're thinking of picking one up. If you already have the OP1 or are considering it, drop your thoughts in the comment. I read them all and try to reply whenever possible. Thank you guys for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss my future content. Links to my socials and other helpful resources are down in the description. And see you guys in the next one. Bye.